Hello everyone, welcome back to Master Your IELTS. My name is Rahul Mehndiratta and let's start the IELTS classes. So guys, this is the part 2 of the video series in which we are discussing about the important and very useful idioms that we can use for scoring a high band in our speaking module. And if you have not checked my previous video, that's the part 1 of this video series, I highly recommend you doing that because that video contains some very important information which I'll not be discussing in this one. Once you are done with watching the video, you can come back and start it. If you have already watched it, then welcome. Alright guys, so without wasting any time, let's get straight into the discussion of the idioms. So the number one idiom that we are going to discuss about in this video is a blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. So what's the meaning of this? The meaning of this is something that appears to be a misfortune in the beginning, but later on turns out to give us very good results. I'll give you a very simple example to explain this. My friend Rohit was very disappointed when he found out that he had been rejected from the call center job that he had applied for. But later on, he realized that this rejection was a blessing in disguise as he got a much better position in a very big company. So what happened here was, my friend Rohit was very disappointed as he was rejected from a job he applied for. But then this rejection gave him the motivation to go out and search for something better. So this rejection actually turned out to be a blessing. So we can say this, it's a blessing in disguise. The second idiom that we are now discussing is never judge a book by its cover. So what's the meaning of this? As you can understand by the idiom itself, we should never judge a person by the way he or she looks. Let's get it more clear with a very simple example. In very big cities around the world, such as Melbourne, you should never judge a book by its cover because some people who appear to be very normal are actually millionaires and some people who act like millionaires are actually broke. So now we have come to the third idiom, to bite off more than what you can chew. To bite off more than what you can chew. So what's the meaning of this? Taking on more responsibilities than what we can fulfill. Let's consider a very simple example for the clear explanation of this idiom. Shreya had her examination and in spite of this, she took the responsibility of the decoration of the class bulletin board. She could not complete the board on time and she even did not score well in the class examinations. This can happen with any one of us if we try to bite more than what we can chew. So in this particular example, Shreya took a lot of responsibilities, but she was not able to fulfill even one of them on time. So we never want to put ourselves in such a situation. So the fourth idiom that we are going to discuss about is to put all your eggs in one basket. To put all your eggs in one basket. Now the meaning of this is, we are not discussing about actual eggs over here. What we are talking here about is putting all our efforts and all our resources into one particular thing. I'll give you a very clear explanation of this through this example. My friend Rohan had deposited all his savings in fixed deposits in a private state bank. The bank was recently declared bankrupt and he lost all his money. This would not have happened if he knew that we should never put all our eggs in one basket. If my friend knew that we should never put all our eggs in one basket, he would have never deposited each and every penny he had in that particular bank. He would have diversified his portfolio. So this is very important. So the fifth idiom that we are discussing in this video is in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment. And the meaning of this is something that we do when we are temporarily very happy or very angry without giving it a second thought. Let's make it crystal clear by the use of this example. I was working at my new job as a customer care representative when suddenly somebody came and started abusing me. I first wanted to abuse him back, but then I decided to stay calm and not do anything wrong in the heat of the moment. In this particular scenario, I decided to remain calm because I did not want to do anything wrong in the heat of the moment. Alright guys, so now we are on the number 6 on the list, a tip of the iceberg. A tip of the iceberg. So what does it mean? This means something very small which is a part of a very big thing. I'll give you a very simple example for this. Everything we see and hear in a movie is just the tip of the iceberg. There goes a lot in making even the shortest film. I can very well relate to this example because as you guys are seeing me in the video, this video and these idioms are just a tip of the iceberg. There goes a lot in the making of these videos. I have to design a good background for the video, set the camera in the correct position, position. I then have to set the microphone in the correct position. I even have to do a lot of research and do the writing work before beginning to shoot the video. I do a lot of hard work for you guys. You're welcome. Okay, so now we are on the lucky number 7 on the list, and this is comparing apple and oranges. Comparing apple and oranges. So what does this mean? This means comparing two things or comparing two people which are practically impossible to compare. Let's get a clear vision on this by this simple example. Comparing somebody who is good at writing with someone who is good at speaking is just like comparing apple with oranges. This doesn't make any sense. Can you think of an example in which we can use this idiom comparing apple and oranges? I would love to read that in the comments below. So the next idiom in this list is to cut corners. To cut corners. So what does it mean? This means doing something in the easiest way possible, but this can sometimes mean doing irresponsible things or doing some actions which are not good. Let's get it clear with the use of this very simple example. It is definitely not good to cut corners when it comes to checking the security protocols of any organization. So what we have done by using this idiom over here is we are conveying a message that it's never a good move to proceed without checking the security protocols of your company. So the idiom that takes the 9th position on this list is break the bank. Break the bank. What does this mean? Do you actually have to go and break the bank? No ways, man. What this means is something that is very expensive. I'll make it very clear by the use of this simplified example. Hey Ravinder, I'm planning to buy a new house, but the current real estate prices, they are skyrocketing. I guess I'll have to break the bank. So in this case, I'm discussing with my friend Ravinder that I'm planning to buy a new house, and for that I'll have to break my savings. This is what it means by breaking the bank. Alright guys, so the last idiom on this list, and this is one of my favorite because this I use it a lot, and this is to go Dutch. To go Dutch. And what this means is sharing the cost of something, especially our meals, our dinner, lunches, anything. I'll give you a very simple example which we can all relate as students. Hey Paul, don't you think it's always a good idea to go Dutch on our dinner parties, as we all are university students and we have very limited financial resources on us? Alright guys, thank you so much for your time. I hope this video really helped you. So now we have covered 20 very important idioms that can be used in the IELTS speaking section. I'll be coming back with more, as I'll be making 3 more videos of this series. Hopefully we can also make some more, but for now I'll be making 3 more videos and 30 more very important idioms that we can use in the IELTS speaking section. So guys, if you want to learn more about IELTS examinations, academic and general, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because that's how I'll know that the work that I'm putting out is benefiting somebody, and that's the only food I need. And guys, we don't need to go Dutch on the bill of this food. This is Rahul Mehndiratta, Master Your IELTS, signing off. I'll see you in the next one.